Hey, how's it going, guys? We're going to get started here in a little bit. Just stick around, and we will be back in about 5 minutes. All right, guys. Here we go, guys. We are going to jump in and get started. So I'm not really sure what we want to jump into on Field of Glory today. More than likely, I'm going to play with a faction I like, and maybe just forego the campaigns for today, but we'll have to wait and see. We might also do just an epic battle. I do want to, of course, jump into the battles here and take a look here and see if we've got any other downloadable content from the users. Let's take a look here. So we do have Lake Trasimene by Odonethius. For those of you that don't know Odonethius, he is excellent at creating mods, and he actually created a lot for Pike and Shot, a bunch of which I've played. And he's made stuff like crazy stuff for Pike and Shot, stuff like Custer's Last Stand. So that's 400 years after the 30 Years' War, of course. Just fascinating stuff. He recreated all of the Native American tribes, etc. So he's definitely somebody that I respect as a modder. So it looks like this is one of Hannibal's battles, I suppose, over here. We're going to go ahead and launch it and test it out. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And at least take a look at this mod. I really want to see sort of what it looks like, what it has to offer, etc. So Hannibal's victory at the Trebia the previous year had enabled him to invade central Italy, but the Romans were far from beaten. Their existing forces were reorganized and 4 new legions raised from Roman and allied Latin troops, so that by 217 BC, there were 2 full consular armies in the field, plus others outside Italy and a garrison army in Rome. Hannibal's strategy was not to attempt a direct assault on Rome, but rather to demonstrate to the latter's Latin allies that the Republic could not protect them, so trying to detach them from the alliance. The closest Roman army was commanded by the consul Flaminius, who's known to be headstrong and an impatient commander. It sounds kind of like me. With this in mind, Hannibal used his cavalry and light troops to devastate the surrounding countryside, hoping to provoke Flaminius into some rash move. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and jump in. I guess we're playing as the Romans, as Flaminius. And hello, welcome, Nerdster. And Terfelis as well. Terfelis has been with us before, but I haven't seen him in a while. Or is it Vredster, or is it Vredster? So, our objective is to rout the enemy army, of course, which pretty common objective here. Now, if you take a look at the setup, looks like we're being maybe ambushed. Yes, we are. Wow. Okay, we're definitely being ambushed by the enemy. We've got Allied Legion 2 grooms, servants, and slaves. We've got some Allied Legion 2 heavy cavalry. Of course, Allied Legion 2 extraordinarii, and principes, etc. So really a cool battle. This was taking place, it looks like, at nighttime. Something we don't see too often on the actual Field of Glory map is the nighttime battles. So obviously trying to defend these legions would be a pretty interesting battle. The reason we're probably not going to play this battle is quite simple. This is going to take a long time. Each turn is going to take extremely long time. So we're going to probably go ahead and jump out and play a historical battle. I did want to take a look, though, and I think it's really well done. I love the fact that you've got some slaves here that have to fight for you, or that you have to try to defend, of course. You've got to get as many of these, or defend as many of these baggage trains, because obviously if the baggage train retreats, it's going to lower, or it's going to increase the percentage of men which have retreated. How's it going, Doug? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head back, main menu, and we're going to do a historical battle today. Yes, absolutely true, Pixel. Very true. He's done all sorts of interesting stuff, even Crimean War, just amazing. So let's jump in here, and we are going to the epic battles. And we've got Thermopylae, but we have already played with that a bit. Okay, so a lot of different epic battles here. I do want to play as the Romans. It's been a while since we played as the Romans, and I think we could actually do a good old Caesarians versus Pompeians battle. That would be fun, but let's do Magnesia, and this is Romans against the Seleucids. So in 192, Antiochus invaded Greece with an expeditionary force and was elected commander-in-chief by the Aetolian League. In 191 BC, however, the Romans routed him at Thermopylae, forcing him to withdraw to Asia Minor. The Romans under Lucius Cornelius Scipio followed up the success by invading Anatolia, assisted by their ally Eumenes of Pergamum. So here, this historical victory was Roman. So we're going to go ahead and try to fight here. I believe the actual leader of the Seleucids was forced to pay a huge tribute to Rome, essentially, and more or less become a sort of puppet state, or something very close to it. So we already have most of our units set up since this is a historical battle. Now we just need to decide whether we want hastati, cavalry, or velites. I definitely want to go ahead and grab some more hastati, especially since we are going for a, how can I put this? We're going for a sort of checkerboard pattern advance with a checkerboard pattern victory. And actually already I can see this is going to be a hell of a fight. The amount of velites we have, all these units, pretty amazing. Once again, I'm going to try to take most of these frontal troops. These are veteran hastati principes. Of course, they're going to be very helpful. And we've got some elephants back here, but I don't think we can afford them. No, maybe we can afford an elephant. Nice. So we're going to accept that, and it is time to start the battle, and I guess we can get started right away. Now, it looks like the Seleucids have some really nice actual archers here, Cretan archers. They also have some excellent hoplite units, and of course, the cataphracts. The Seleucids have some excellent cataphracts. That was a horrible pun, Doug. Shame on you. Shame on you. A horrible pun. I mean, I like to make bad puns, to make myself laugh, but that was a bad one. That one actually, that hurt me in the chest. It was like a mini heart attack right there. All right, let's turn and fire. and hit the enemy there. And we're basically just going to try to damage these slingers irreparably, so that they're of no use to anybody, or more importantly, of no use to the enemy. So let's keep on moving. Go ahead and throw more, and I'm really focusing mainly on one group of units. You know, it's more important for me to break a few units off than to, you know, sort of spread that damage out, because spreading the damage out does occasionally work in Field of Glory 2, of course, but really the only time I would do it is if I was facing an elite force, maybe, you know, for instance, a cataphract unit or some elephants. But in general, I think just kind of trying to attack one unit with a bunch of different guys is better. Try to break him first. Let's see. Ah, bets incoming. Very well. Here we go. Keep on going. It's all on your win. Oh dear. Well, let's hope that we can finish this battle up in the time period, because this is quite a large battle. I think what we can do here to mitigate anyone's fears is, depending on the percentage at the end of the battle. So for instance, if we don't finish the battle, depending on that percentage, that's going to decide the winner or the loser. Let's keep on moving, because there's no way we're gonna finish this the entire thing all at once. Hey, how's it going, Dally? Good to see you, buddy. We've also got this Scythe Chariot. Now, the interesting thing about the Scythe Chariot is if it can't break our unit on the first turn it attacks, it will break completely. That's definitely something to keep in mind. I still don't want it to attack us, though, so we're gonna try to shoot it down before it gets here. There we go. Got some javelin units. I should have moved up a little more. Or these are peltasts. Shame on me. Go ahead and fire again. And bring some more peltasts up and hit their Eastern archers. And of course, the Eastern archers, as well as their Cretan archers, make for a pretty formidable force. I've never seen this unit before. Trallian slingers. I'm not sure where Trallia is, but if somebody wants to find out, please do. Oh, no, not at all, man. Not a problem one bit. I loved it. I really love it. I haven't had a chance to do any videos this week on the channel. I've been really busy here, but it's going to be up on my next video for sure. I can't wait. It looks really cool. Basically, for my channel, guys, Dally here is the art director for my channel, Agrippa Maxenius, and he made this really cool intro that's basically sort of like almost like an Alien intro from the movie Alien. Not sure if you guys remember Mother, the computer, but basically it's sort of Mother introducing me, so I'm really looking forward to putting that up. Let's keep on moving, and you guys should absolutely check out Dally's artwork on his channel. He does some great stuff. Let's see if we can move these light javelin horse over here. Yes, we can. And we're going to throw them here at the Scythe Chariots. They held firm, not surprised. And I think we can go ahead and end the turn, but not before we get that elephant up just a little bit more. Let's go. What do the Seleucids have in store for us? Wow, look at this. Oh, you're absolutely correct, Pixel. The Eastern archers are excellent. The Cretan archers are excellent. I really think that the Seleucid Army Corps has some of the best archers in the game. Of course, they've also got hoplites. So you've got hoplites and some excellent archers and cataphracts. I mean, the Seleucids are quite a fascinating empire, of course. For those of you that don't know, the origins of the Seleucid Empire go back to the conquests of Alexander the Great. Of course, for those of you that don't know, when Alexander the Great was on his deathbed, and of course he was a ruler of Macedon, when asked if he died, who was going to be his successor, he replied, the strongest. You know, that was his response. Well, one of those kingdoms that sort of broke off and became its own was the Seleucid Empire. So some of Alexander's generals did break off and sort of create their own thing, thinking that maybe they were the great ones, that they were the ones destined for glory. Okay, a lot of these guys moving up. Now, one of the negative aspects of their line, I'm starting to see that we may try to try to make light of is they're really close together. They're scrunching up a lot. So if we can break a few of these guys are all going to have to do a morale check, and that could potentially lead to a break. We'll have to wait and see. All right, the scythe chariot. We can actually do a nice amount of damage here with a charge. Oh, come on! And those are the pergamines, just to foray. I'm going to move this guy up only because I want to see if this other cavalry unit can get in there. Actually, his chance of a win are 0. My goodness. What about here? 0. All right. So be it. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem at all. Feel free, my friend. Let's go ahead and fire over here. Once again, I'm going to fire at this unit that's already damaged. We're trying to break the enemy units quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and basically keep firing at this guy. Unfortunately, we can't get over there with our slingers, so we're going to have to sort of basically just use our slingers to attack this unit here. One of the reasons I'm attacking the central unit is if he actually starts to fragment, we could charge in and actually get a pretty good attack. So let's go ahead and throw some here. And we're going to keep on moving forward. So we've got a new Hastati Principes unit. Now, the thing is, we've got a lot of these Velites in front of us, and they're going to make it obviously hard for our units to get right up close and personal to the enemy. So we want to try and take them out with our, basically these units first. There we go, disruption. That's always good. I'm going to keep on throwing here, and I'm basically just trying to disrupt these guys one by one by really focusing on individual units. There we go. We had our first guy drop. Oh, thank you, Pixel, and thank you, Dally, for posting it, and I hope you guys like it. Take a look, see what you think. Really appreciate it, man. As far as Kamano, I would love to. I'm really trying to learn Shifting Sands, but it's definitely the kind of game where I'm going to need, some extended time to just sit down and really go through the tutorial little by little and understand the game fully. It is definitely a tough game, but I want to learn it desperately. Very cool. Thank you, Tescure. Keep on firing. This is entirely a missile fight right now. I mean, we're not getting any of our men in here for an attack, really. Let's go ahead and fire. But I trust in our Velites. And those wolf heads they've got, they must mean something. Why do Velites wear wolf's pelts on their head? I've always wondered that. I know it has something to do with Romulus and Remus, but I want to know specifically what the reason is. We also have some cataphracts approaching. I'm going to move Gnaeus Domitius up a little bit, just getting ready for that potential cataphract charge, because if the cataphracts show up, we're not going to be happy campers. It's pretty much that simple. I'm also going to start moving the elephants forward. And the Triarii I'm going to send to the flanks to try and stop any cataphract attacks. I mean, to me, the next deadly thing, next to an elephant in terms of an actual mounted unit is the cataphracts or the armed nobles of the Celts. The Celts have some incredibly good armored nobles. Ah, so they would be recognized. Aha. Thank you. That does make sense. I wonder, though, if there's some sort of, religious significance. Let's end the turn here. Okay, as you guys can see, we destroyed the enemy Scythe Chariot because, once again, as I mentioned before, the Scythe Chariot, if he doesn't break you, he breaks himself. It's one of the units in the game that I rarely, if ever, take. The only reason I would recommend it is maybe to mop up enemy forces, but it's not a unit I like in the game. Now, there are the regular chariots, for instance, the ones that the British have, or the Britons in this case, and those will not break if they don't break the enemy unit. They'll basically almost act as a land unit, as, basically an infantry unit. Never heard of any religious symbolism behind it. No rainbow sheep today, says Doug. We have our alert box open, but we just, I guess, haven't had anyone pop in today for, well, subscribe anyway. I think the reason I came up with possible religious significance, oh, we broken. Here we go. And I think it's Assassin's Creed 2, Once again, they're fragmenting a lot of our units. What they're doing now is sending their cavalry in to smash into our missile units. So I might start sending our missile units back. I'm not sure yet, but that might be something we need to do. But I think it was Assassin's Creed 2, and of course, don't go to Assassin's Creed games for historical significance by any means. But I remember that like the one of the guilds, I forget which one it was, they wore the sort of velvety headgear, which I thought was kind of cool. All right, so this guy has already damaged. We can't break him. There's no way. And we definitely can't break this guy over here. What we can do is try to cut him off here and stop him from attacking our men. We can also do some damage here. And we could start sending our own cavalry forward. This definitely is a lot more questions have to be asked before we make a move here. Move forward. All right, we're going. Let's do this. Because here's what we're going to do. As soon as our units get close enough, we can send our velites back behind the lines. So we're going to move. Of course, we'll keep moving this Triarii unit. I mean, I do hope, like, one thing that always fascinates me is if you're wearing an animal's pelt, you know, obviously the Romans were probably very good at, you know, tanning a pelt, tanning a hide, and making it not smell awful. But assuming you have to gather a bunch of these pelts, you know, for a very large group of velites, I'm sure that some of those pelts would smell pretty terrible. They would have an odor to them for sure. The odor of dead wolf. Keep on moving forward here. Come on, boys. As you can see, we are moving our frontal line up right now, and you can see that checkerboard pattern of the Romans. Not everybody's a fan of it. Personally, I love it, but I've had many people say, nah, I don't really like the checkerboard pattern. One thing that's cool here is we've got our general, Domitius, but the cataphracts are really strong. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do here. I think what we'll do is move this guy back, and falling back, we may have to do a morale check. We got lucky that we didn't. But I'm going to move the Triarii forward, and hopefully we can attack the cataphracts next turn. There's no point in attacking them this turn because we're going to lose if we do. However, I should say, what I will do is turn and shoot here. Hey, Brooding Phobos, how you doing, buddy? Throw some more here. Fragmented. We've almost got them, boys. Come on. We're going to do the same to this guy. This guy's actually held on for quite a while. There we go. He finally was disrupted. And it looks like these two guys are continuing to fight. I'm going to go ahead and fight melee style here, but it's pretty even back and forth. Let's fire at the Eastern archers here. They're holding firm, but we're dropping them pretty quickly. Once again, we're going to do the same here. So as you can see, I'm focusing 3 units on one enemy unit. Basically just trying to break them. Okay, another disruption. Now I could try to charge. Oh no, we're not in the zone of control. So that's another problem with a line like this. When we're looking at that line, I mean, this line is actually really straight. So grabbing the zone of control is actually going to be quite a challenge in this battle. You know, this may be the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most clean battle. Of course, there's going to be blood, but the most clean battle in terms of the way that the battle actually looks. It's quite clean. It's quite, there's a better word. I know there is. Ah, thank you, Deli. Very cool. Pieces of animal skins, usually wolf skins. So that's even more interesting. In other words, they didn't necessarily have to wear wolf skins, but obviously, you know, that's probably the most common. And I can understand also the Romulus and Remus thing, the birth of Rome, etc., where wolf skins would have a special significance. Now, let's see what we can do over here. I kind of want to send one of these cavalry guys out. I don't know if this is a good idea. Sending Eumenes out here is probably not a good idea, but But nothing. I'm going to not send him out. How about that? All right, we're going to end the turn. Turn it over to the enemy. Here we go, guys. That's going to be a break for us, definitely. Odor of dead wolf better than odor of elephant fart. I'm not sure. I've never smelled either. I think elephants eat a lot of vegetation, so it's probably not that bad, to be honest. What giveaway for 500 euros? Where can I find this giveaway? One of the slippers. Somebody's getting slippers confused with strippers. This is, we're getting into dangerous territory here for the stream, guys. Oh, so Dally just realized. Wait a minute. They're certainly safer, aren't they? That's one thing that's going for you. All right, so they're getting close now. They're starting to move forward with their own Toreforoi. So I think they have the same mindset that we do, which is basically we need to start moving our infantry forward. We've got to get into the fight here. If that's the case, I'm very, very happy, and I'm hoping we can get a victory here. We can secure one. So, first things first, we need to get our guys into combat. We see an enemy elephant here, as well as an enemy sub-general unit here. I'm charging the sub-general with our general. Hoping this works. I should have used the damn Velitis first. Sorry. But we do have some veteran Hastati and Principes. As you can see, though, the chances of a draw are quite high, and the chances of a loss are slightly higher than the chances of a win. So this is going to be really rough. And what I'm going to try to do is turn this unit towards the enemy and flank them next turn. If we can do that, we should be all right. As for the elephants, of course I'd love to attack the elephants and kill them off, but it's just not that simple. The easiest way to kill the elephants in this game, I'll give you guys a little hint here, is to surround them with javelin units or archer units and just bombard them. Just hit them with as much damage as possible, and eventually you're essentially hoping that they run, which quite often they don't. Pass through with the Velitis, pass through with these Velitis, and let's start the attack on the Toreforoi. First we're going to attack here the Cretan archers. Move up on the Toreforoi here, and I guess we can actually attack this unit. I don't like that we're going to be showing our flank to that Toreforoi unit, but you've got to start somewhere. And we can actually hit this unit as well. Let's go for it. Roman and allied cavalry. The reason that it says allied cavalry is it's probably our Etruscan allies, not so much Romans. Romans really weren't known as much for their cavalry units. They were much more known, of course, for their legions, their infantry. Roman cavalry was not the best, not by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go ahead and throw that. I'm going to keep on moving back with this guy. I don't want him getting knocked down. Okay. And let's fire at the disrupted unit. 51. Fire at the cataphracts right in front of us. Okay. Charging that elephant would not be a good idea. We're going to turn towards the enemy general with this unit too. So if all goes well, we're going to be flanking this enemy general, Philip, with, I don't know why I said that with so much emphasis, with two different units here. And I'm also going to try to get our elephant up. Just in case their elephant reacts, we can use our elephant to fight back. Have a little war go on there. Now I could actually turn and shoot at this elephant, which seems like probably a good idea. So let's do that. Just sort of start letting them know that we're not going to back down that easily. Cataphracts. Cataphracts. Maybe we could break this unit. There we go. Finally broke one of the enemy units there. One Seleucid unit. And we actually disrupted another unit. That's pretty cool. I want to see if our Hastati can get to them, but I think they're going to evade. And we actually ended up attacking the... not really the flank. The front of the Cataphracts. That's the problem here, is we're going to end up attacking Cataphracts. Let's go ahead and shoot here. Take the Triarii. Hopefully they're going to do better than the rest of our men, but even here, the Triarii, looks like their chances of beating the Cataphracts are very, very small. What if we attack from here? Let's do this. This is slightly better, but really not by much. That's terrible. That's even worse. So we might have to just try to keep the Cataphracts busy. I'm not sure we are in any position to beat them really in a hand-to-hand fight. All right. Got a few more units here we could move. We will move forward with our Thracians. Move forward with our Triarii, of course. Yes, it is some intense javelin damage. And actually, you know, with one of the first streams I did with Field of Glory, we were talking about slingers and javelins and just how deadly they were. People don't realize how effective missiles are, even when they're small. I mean, obviously a javelin is quite hefty, but, you know, even a slinger's tiny pebble could put a hole in your head, you know, that looks just like a modern-day bullet. And sometimes, this was actually quite frequent, on the battlefield when generals were inspecting their dead troops, they would find troops that looked completely untouched, that were dead, and this was often because a slinger's pebble had hit the guy in the head, killed him, and there was really no mark, you know, to even be seen. So slingers and javelineers, to me, would be one of the most terrifying things on the battlefield because you just don't know where it's coming from. You know, all of a sudden, you see something flying at you, it's too late to move out of the way, and you're dead. Let's see. I think we'll end the turn there. That's a really good question, Cable Nexus. I think in general, the best way to deal with slingers is to have cavalry run them down. But one thing that I actually was looking in the comments of somebody who was playing Field of Glory 2, because as you know, I'm the PR manager here at the company. So one of my first tasks in the morning is to see if anybody has posted any Field of Glory 2 stuff. And one of the comments said something along the lines of, right, keep in mind that all of the missile units can only run once. So basically, if you can get some of your men past the missile units, attack them with your other men, they're going to run towards the men that are already behind the lines, and then you can attack them, and they're not going to be able to retreat. So always keep in mind, the missile units can only run once. That's it. No matter what happens, they can only run so far, basically. Another reason that they can run farther a lot of times than cavalry or the regular units. And look at that, the Triarii actually disrupted the Cataphracts. But one of the reasons is they don't have armor. I mean, their armor is non-existent. And we just killed the enemy general, by the way, guys, excuse me. We just killed the enemy general. Unbelievable. Philip is dead. And that was actually quite early on. Yes, it is. It is. You just have to keep attacking. You've got to push them back. I mean, obviously, be careful. Now, I want to turn my elephant this way, but I want to get that flank attack. Let's go for it. 100% chance of a win. Fragmented their general. We've already killed them. They're done. Break, and they're going to disperse. Shameful display. Very shameful. All right, so, in this case... I'm not sure. Let them attack us. I like the fact they're going to attack Lucius Cornelius Scipio first, but at least if they do, we'll be able to hit them with our elephant. What about the attack here? Let's go for it. Death to the enemy. I'm going to actually keep this guy here. we wouldn't actually do too badly against the elephant. I'm going to attack the elephant. I don't recommend doing this, by the way, ever. As you can see, we've been disrupted. Thank Jupiter, it's Friday. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to keep going after the cataphracts. I mean, we've gotten this far along with them, right? So I'm guessing we should keep trying to hit them. Let's go for it. Impact charge. Move up the wonderful Triarii. Wouldn't mind getting these Triarii up as well, because they're going to be very helpful. And I'm trying to get you guys that victory, so, you know, we're not going to be here all day streaming, so I'm going to try. Right now we're above, or we're winning by 2%. So if we can keep things like this, we've got a chance, guys, and you guys have a chance to actually win. Well, those of you that bet on win. Those of you that bet on lose, not so sure. Let's go ahead, move in with the Triarii. And once again, the enemy ran. So these Triarii are definitely effective. They're going in for an attack on the cataphracts. That seemed to be pretty effective, but not effective enough. We'll go ahead and toss some of our missiles here. One thing that frustrates me, but you know, it's just one of the game mechanics, is once the Velites throw, they can't pull back. I'd love to be able to throw and pull back at the same time. Then I could charge in with my Hastati, but that would, you know, that would actually be kind of unfair for any number of reasons. So I understand why it's done, but sometimes I just wish, oh come on, just let me run away quickly and return later. I will once again throw some missiles here. There we go. We disrupted a cataphract unit. Is this available on Steam? Absolutely, we've got hostiles. But the real question is, are you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, please do subscribe to us. We're trying to get a sheep to run across the screen. We're all waiting for it. There we go. Enemy held firm. But it's definitely looking like our guys are, for the most part, doing an okay job. Okay, I'm going to attack. Wow, they held. The hillmen held. The hillmen, unfortunately, guys, are not very smart. They're not very intelligent. They decided that they would stand up against a veteran Hastati Principe unit with virtually no armor. I don't know what's up with the hillmen, but you know what they say about people that live in hills for a very long time. So here we go. We're going to keep on firing. And no, I'm not going to tell you. Let's keep on attacking here. And we're going to see if we can't break the enemy camelry. And yes, this is camelry. These are camels, not horses. So you refer to it as camelry, not cavalry. I actually made the mistake myself. I always thought it was cavalry, but it is camelry. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to keep attacking this guy. In fact, we could actually charge here and possibly get a kill. He's going to evade, but we'll just keep chasing him. And I'm going to do the same here with our cavalry. We'll get them to evade, just keep chasing them, and eventually pull back for a flank attack here on the enemy. This battle is huge. Really is an epic battle. Let's see. Could go for a cataphract charge, but I don't think that's going to work out well. What about this? Flank charge. It's not going to be perfect, but damn it. I was hoping they wouldn't hold firm because I thought we would actually manage to break them a little bit there, but they did hold firm. So that's going to make things a lot harder for us. I will, however, turn the Triarii this way. So all we have to do next turn is pull these Velites back, charge into the Triarii, and get a flank attack on the enemy. See if there's anything we can do here. Nope. I'm going to just look around quickly. Make sure we move just about everybody we can. Okay. I think we end the turn. 34 breaks. So what I was looking for. Ooh, they're doing a lot of damage here. And that's, of course, the Argia speeds. I think this is an elite Seleucid unit. We fragmented one of their Thodophoroi. We could very easily break it this upcoming turn, guys. Cable Nexus is right. I can't argue with him. No, exactly. It's what Muso's saying. You don't get a Steam key for games that are not on Steam, but any game that's on Steam, you absolutely get a Steam key. And yeah, the best thing to do for that, Doug, I understand the frustration. You know, you have to understand that games like Tigers on the Hunt, even to a lesser degree Command, but actually Command's actually been a very good series for us. A lot of people play Command, believe it or not. There probably a lot of them are like me. They buy the game and they never play it because they're afraid that they're going to get beaten. But the thing about Tigers on the Hunt is, you know, that's the kind of series the community needs to somewhat help with. And basically, the more information you get out to friends about it, you know, etc., the more people learn about the game, the more people purchase it. And then games like Tigers on the Hunt get a lot more attention. That's always something to consider. There we go. We just broke 2 units. Look at that, guys. And because these guys are so close together, they're just doing constant morale checks here. So this is going pretty well for us so far. That's okay. Neither have I, Gamer Hudson. Neither have I. I love Command. I love watching people play. You know, there's some great guys out there like Kushan, Stoic Frog, Belugan that play Command that are just amazing at it. And I know one day I'm going to learn, but it's just every time I sit down to learn, I either get distracted or, you know, I learn a few things, but I don't follow up and then I forget them. But yes, it's got a lot of cool stuff. Let's attack! Full Rome! They're fragmented. Good. Unfortunately, so are these guys. No, that's not going to work out at all. Let's go over here and see if we can't get that flank attack I was talking about with the Triarii. Oh, not as effective as I thought, but I think once we charge from all sides, these guys are going to be calling for their mothers. Here we go, charge and kill them all. There we go, disrupted. The beginning of the end. We'll send in the Triarii here. Oh yes, fragmented, and can we break the cataphracts? We can, and there they go. Supposedly the best cavalry of the ancient era, not area, just got crushed. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna send these guys in. Once again, this is risky, but we're gonna take the risk. I should have thrown these missiles first. Well, yeah, I totally understand, Gamer Hudson. I mean, I love the Operational Art of War, personally, and I never found as much difficulty learning the Operational Art of War as I did learning Command. To me, the Operational Art of War is much more straightforward. I mean, you know, there's still occasionally a hex that I'll see that I won't recognize, and I'll have to check to see what it is. But, yeah, Operational Art of War, I think, is much easier. There we go! We got a sheep! Hello, sheep! Finally! Welcome, sheep. Let's flank this enemy elephant. 2, and the enemy elephant broke, and look at all of the morale checks that just had to occur there. That was crazy. We'll try to get some morale checks here as well. Breaks. Another morale check, but everybody basically just dispersed. What about here? No, we can't do that. Hello, Christian and Gerber Cage. That's a great suggestion, Kandra, but we're actually going to be streaming Mare Nostrum on Monday because Damien Norushima purchased the stream for Mare Nostrum. But we could definitely do the Operational Art of War sometime next week. I'd love to. Like I said, I really enjoy the game. Operational Art of War 4. which is still not out yet, so you guys would be getting another sneak peek at the game. And definitely something I would consider playing, definitely. I personally like the more modern scenarios. You know, if I want to play World War II scenarios, I'll probably go play Panzer Corps, or I'll play Strategic Command, War in the East, something like that. But in terms of the modern scenarios and the World War I scenarios, I love it. I just love it. That's not to say I don't think that the game does World War II scenarios well. You know, I think they do. I just have a lot of other outlets for my World War II obsessions, let's say. All right, here we go. We could charge back here. It's going to be a weird charge, but it's been a weird battle, so why not? Send in the Velitis. I think we've done everything we can, more or less. Okay, actually, there's one more thing we could do. Pull this guy back and charge with the Hastati. 37, enemy held firm, and actually I've got a lot of respect that he managed to hold firm, because he's being targeted from every angle at this point. What can we do here? Maybe not much. Moving forward with our Thracians, although we're risking setting ourselves up for the same failure that the enemy has right now, which is keeping their units way too close together. But let's hope for the best. We'll end the turn here, guys. Oh boy, one of our units is disrupted. Oh, I love those kind of games, Gerber Cage. Ah, Kalani is from Subsim. I saw Muso just asked. Dowley also does a lot of stuff on Subsim. Yeah, there we go. I already knew Dowley was into Subsim. I actually messaged the, I guess the moderator or the administrator at Subsim when we were releasing Kriegsmarine. And I was hoping that, you know, he would try our game out, but I don't think he was interested. But basically, Kriegsmarine was all about the German Navy, so I was kind of trying to get him to check the game out. And once again, small world, Oriental Empires. We just had a friend from Iceberg Entertainment over here in the office, actually an ex-employee of Slytherin. The same guys that created Oriental Empires. He was here today. So once again, small world. It's that 6 degrees of separation thing, I think. Right? That's 6 degrees of separation. I love Battle Brothers, Byron. I actually find it to be a very challenging game. But challenging in a good way. Like, you know, I built up an awesome group. There we go, we broke some enemies. I built up an awesome group of mercenaries, and then my 2 favorite mercs got killed, and they slowly but surely dwindled away. The group did after the 2 best mercs got killed, and I was so sad. I trained them up, and I was like, should I, you know, you guys know I'm a save scummer. I love to save, but with Battle Brothers, I try to approach it like a real roguelike. So once they died, I was like, well, gotta keep playing, and sure enough, I lost. Keep going. Cataphracts. Well, we've got some good news for you, boys, and some bad news for others. And that is, we are ending the stream now, and according to our rules, starting this stream, whatever score we had at the end would determine whether this was a victory or a defeat. I think we can all pretty much agree that this is going to end up being a victory, more than likely. There is a chance that it could become a defeat, but we're not even going into that right now. We're not even considering that possibility. So one thing I am going to do, I do want to save this battle because I'd like us to continue it on our next Field of Glory stream. And I think you guys would agree with me that you guys do like to see the ends of the battles once we start them. So I'm going to actually save this one and just save it here under Rome wins. Simple enough. Rome wins. I also want to go ahead and let you guys know that if you have any questions, please ask in the comments down below. We can answer some of them. Some of the more, more personal ones, like somebody asked about DLC for Field of Glory 2. We don't know anything about that yet. And we're not in a position where we can really answer those questions. So it's got to be something within our power. Like, what shoes did you put on this morning, Agrippa, would be an acceptable question. Unless you ask it twice. Or asking Cheeto why he plays so many MOBAs and doesn't play good old strategy games instead. Those are acceptable questions. But besides that, there's not a lot we can answer. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead and move forward. Nope, I'm not. See, he got me. Gamer Hudson got me. None at all, none at all. All right, let's go ahead. We could charge here, or let's move up our Triarii. Nah. Let's grab this guy. And once again, the battle is pretty even at this point. The enemy has definitely done a really good job, and this is one of the frustrating things when you're chasing a bunch of missile units with one cav unit at basically just peppering this guy and moving away. And eventually, they'll probably break this guy. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna save again because we did do a few moves there. I don't want to cheat. And we are going to get off the stream. But as always, I love to have you guys stop in. Me and Muso really appreciate it. Thank you so much for giving us your support. Hope to see you on Monday. Monday, we're going to be playing some Mare Nostrum. It's going to be our first time taking a look at Mare Nostrum 5 to 6 Central European Standard Time. So I hope to see you there, guys. I hope to see you assisting me, my quinquirems, my tridems, and attacking. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much.